suffering in her suburban shell. Dreams are all of angels and blood, swords and dying in the mud. She hears trumpets in the dawn, wakes to her feet. How for long? Joan of Arc, alive and well. The maid of all hands took a riverboat to see just how far her money would flow. She wanted the slots, she wanted the wheel. Strangers would smile, carpet she'd feel as the lights of Baton Rouge went by. She tossed $100 check over the side. Joan of Arc, alive and well.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight. We have a special tribute open mic tonight. The time has come to give a special notation to our friend Tom LeMay, who passed away just about a month ago. By the way, that's his very guitar there, and some beautiful pictures there. And Paul Slowick here in a Hawaiian shirt. He kind of instigated this. We got this idea together, the two of us, and he put the poster together. He's also been responsible for making the CDs available for anyone who wants to get a copy. He brought, I believe, 6 of them here tonight, but you can also get in line. I'm sure he would make you one if we have more than 6 that go out the door tonight, or rather more than 6 people who want them tonight. Paul, why don't you say a few things? And you know, we did a show on KRUU a few days ago to promote this event, and just to honor Tom, who was also a DJ there. And Paul, you were making a point of giving voice to Tom's vision of himself as being a bad boy, which I think fits the bill. But he was also very much a romantic, and even his story about that song has doesn't really do the content justice. I think maybe you could share what the story was around that song.
Joan of Arc?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom had a friend who went to Georgia once to protest at the School of the Americas, which is the United States CIA school for training assassins and spies. And his friend was arrested and thrown in jail with, I think, over 100 different people on several different occasions. And he said, it's Joan of Arc all over again, so he wrote that song. Before I get too far into any stories or anything, I want to thank Rob Hibbs, who's the originator of the idea to come here. And I want to thank Tim Britton for assembling this whole thing, and with Steve's blessing. Like he said, I do have a half a dozen of Tom's CDs, the first of which was Joan of Arc. If anybody wants to get one, I'd be more than happy, but we would like donations to be given to Tim for the Fairfield Muse, which will support further music. A
lot of people don't realize that the events here, of course, tonight is free, just donations only, but a lot of the concerts are charged for, but even so, they usually lose money. And we've just been shelling it out every week in bits and pieces. It's kind of, once I started thinking about it, I realized what I and Steve had been doing, and it was kind of shocking. So anyway, we appreciate any donations you can make in that direction, small or large, and appreciate it very much. Back to Paul.
Is Alice Ann Harvey, an old friend of Tom's who now lives in Maine. When Tom had his stroke 3.5 years ago, she went through a lot of trouble and personal time and effort to help Tom get situated in a nursing home, first in Keokuk, and then 6 months later in Mount Pleasant, where he lived for the past 3 years. And there she is. Carrie Kroll is here from Arbor Court. And she was the care plan coordinator over there. Glad to have you here, Carrie. Thank you very much for coming. I don't know how many here know what flower essences are for, but Alice Ann sent me an email the other day, and she said, she relayed a story to me, and I'll read you the context. I'll read you word for word what she wrote. But the end is a story about Tom and Alice Ann on one New Year's Eve. She wrote the email, says, the day after Tom passed, I felt as if I relived all the years of our friendship. One good memory after another flowed through my mind and heart. I smiled a lot that day. My life was immeasurably enriched by knowing him. He was a true friend, always there, usually sitting in a coffee shop somewhere. He always made me laugh. He was a wise advisor, my port in a storm. All of his talents unfolded over the years. I often called him a musical encyclopedia, and he could make a hell of a baked chicken. One of our favorite stories was about one New Year's Eve. We had eggnog to toast the new year, but Tom had forgotten to bring the brandy. The only alcohol I had in the house was in my flower essences. So we got out the flower essence book and figured out which issues we didn't have and used those bottles to spike the eggnog. Cheers, Tom. I love you and I miss you. I got a card in the mail from his sister, from Tom's sister Diana in Hawaii. If you look at Tom's guitar, there's a very fresh lei, a Hawaiian lei made with flowers, and if you would smell them right now, they're gorgeous. She had them shipped overnight. They arrived today. I'll read you the card. Dear Paul and family, Alice Ann, parentheses, Tom's girl, Tim Britton and Freddie Fonseca, and all the other wonderful friends that were a part of Tom's life. Thank you all so very much, and from the bottom of my heart for all the love and aloha that you've shared with my brother. I do know that you all meant the world to him, and that I loved you all so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the joy and love you gave to him. I will miss him always and forever. But it does make it a little easier knowing that I'm not alone and that he had all of you in his life. With so much aloha, Tom's sister, Diana. Tom was a good guy. I know a lot of people here knew him. He came into town in '96. What a lot of people didn't realize, especially a lot of people that let him borrow their cars, was that Tom didn't have a driver's license. If anybody wondered that when they let him borrow his car. He had a problem in New York where his license expired, but they put it in the system as revoked. So when he tried to get a license here in Iowa, they said, no, you can't do it, your license has been revoked. So he had to go back to New York once, and he couldn't get it straightened out in the time he had there. So he said, the hell with it. And he drove around for, I think it was 10 years. And in that 10 years, I think he accumulated, we figured out over $600 in fines because of an accident and several traffic stops and whatnot, but he didn't care. He was a pirate. One thing we never got to do was that we sat around a coffee shop, it was 2nd Street, I think, talking a couple of times. And he said, when I'm buried, and he says, when I'm died, he says, don't bury me. He says, I want my body to have a Tibetan air burial. Now, a Tibetan air burial means that when you die, you take your body, they bring it up in the Himalayas, and they leave it on a rocky ledge for about a month. At the end of the month, they go up and they collect the bones and bring them down, and they burn them. And Tom's idea was to build a mountain out on West Grimes so that anybody that wanted to experience a Tibetan air burial could do it out on West Grimes. At one point, I think we even figured on the off-season we'd offer skiing or something. But Tom was a good friend. I helped take care of his affairs for the last 2 years after Alice and Harvey left, and I wish he was here. I'm going to read a poem that I really... Tom has got 7 poems, I believe. Is Freddie here?
Yes.
Yes, Freddie Fonseca is going to read a couple of poems for Tom, too. But what I'm going to read here is one that Tom wrote. It's called While You Were Gone. While you were gone, the roosters didn't crow. We got up late and were grumpy all day, every day. The corn refused to grow even 1 inch. Heroes wouldn't rise to the occasion, and there were no silver linings in any of the many clouds. While you were away, joy evaporated, like rain in the desert, leaving reservoirs at dangerously low levels. Responsible public officials are alarmed. Alarming! Thank God you've returned. I wasn't sure which one of these other ones I was going to read, but I'm going to read this one here. It's called Writing a Poem on Company Time. Tom wrote this, I know for a fact, when he was working at Telegroup. I think it's either Telegroup or VIT here in town. And it was about using company time to do other things with the computer, which nobody ever does, except Tom. So, writing a poem on company time. Writing a poem on company time reminds me of advice to me long ago by the sage Vinnie Bruno the Elder, encouraging me thusly: every day steal a chicken. As if this were the secret of life. Every day steal a chicken. Shackled to my cubicle, bound to my computer and my telephone, I'm at the mercy of the powers that control my life, all of our lives, with tediousness. But still, to simply stop and give my attention to this is a small act of rebellion, an insurrection of the spirit that redeems my day and makes bright this world of gray tones. A little hunting and pecking in my word processor, and I'm free, liberated, soaring with the angels above the fruity plains. And I'm getting paid to do it. Like Gabriel with his trumpet, I have a message. Every day, steal a chicken. Now let the walls come down.
Well, our next performer we have up is an old friend who is back in town, and a new friend I just met, playing together, John Stein and Michael Chandler.
So this next song is an old song, came from an old song a long time ago, and I'd like to dedicate it to Tom. I'm John, this is Michael. Very simple. A long time spent, many moons have passed, many were the prayers we walked, skipping stones we cast, many were the smiles me you did give, and you're home now to live. Go on your journey, your life has been cast, music's within you, long may it last. Your light spread warmly, the others shine the way. Let your love surround them today. You've come far, still further to run. In your still silence, put your eye on the sun. Blessings be with you, you go on your way. Mountains and deserts, no I'll have your lady. Just hold your head high and don't give to fear. Child of the universe, you hear. all have their play. Just hold your head high, don't give to fear. Child of the universe, you hear.
Next up, we have one of our old regulars, also from the old cafe open mic, Kevin McMahon. Let's welcome Kevin McMahon to the stage.
I am relying for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wire, I can hear you through the wine, and the Wichita lineman still on the line. I know I need a small vacation, but it don't look like rain. And if it snows, that stretched out some won't ever stand the strain. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. And the Wichita lineman is still on the line.
Let's see, 1910, or yeah, and it's by Smith and Bowman. It's called "I Got the Blues."
Big Sam Johnson was a popular man among dark towns at least. They made him Toastmaster at every affair, 'cause his speeches were certainly a treat. He took his life into a bank last night. As he rose to speak, he spied his rival and his lies are both the making good wise. Then poor Sam forgot his toast and sadly sighed. I thought he'd take Liza to a good show. He started out to walk. He wear a very loud suit and clothes. It was really quite loud enough to talk. He sat a moment on a bench in the park. He'd just been playing it blue. His blood and anger boiled when he saw his clothes were spoiled. And to mourn these birds was all that he could do. I've got the blues. I beg to be excused. My heart is breaking and my head is aching. That is just why I refuse. I'm all confused.
Who's a really extraordinary guitarist here and singer.
I've got sunshine on a cloudy day, and when it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl. I've got so much honey that the bees envy me. I've got a sweeter song than the birds in the tree. I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl. I don't need no money or fortune or fame. I've got all the riches that a man can claim. I guess you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talking about my girl. I have no idea if Tom ever performed the song I'm about to sing, but I suppose if he had, he might have been tempted to tweak the words just a little bit to make it more, shall we say, region appropriate. Almost heaven, southeast Iowa, seas of cornfields, Mississippi River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the black soil, blowing in the breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. Let's see, where's Southeast Iowa, can't wait to see ya. Take me home, country road. All my memories gather round her, miner's lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads take me home to the place side alone, Southeast Iowa, can't wait to see ya, take me home, country roads. I hear her voice in the morning as she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away, and driving down the road I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday, country roads take me home to the place I belong, Southeast Iowa, can't wait to see ya, take me home, country roads.
And we're going to start out with one of our regulars here. Let's hear it for Tim. We have one of our favorite regulars, the great Chuck Mitchell. Oh, there he is. Excellent. All ready to go, guitar in hand. Extraordinary performer, comes all the way up here from Keokuk, believe it or not, to play for us. I feel honored and grateful, personally. And if you haven't heard him before, you will too, shortly.
Chuck Mitchell and the Chuck Hits. Students are out there, ready. Good, because I need you.
I saw Adam leave the garden with the apple in his hand. I said, now you're out, what are you gonna do? Plant some crops, pray for rain, maybe raise a little cane. I am an orphan now, and I'm gonna let it pass it through. to you. Tell the people that you saw me passing through.
You can do the callback part, or you can join me. Either way, it looks like just fine.
I saw Jesus on the cross, on the hill called Calvary. Do you hate mankind for what they done to you? Oh, talk of love, don't talk of hate. Got things to do to get me. I've so little time and I'm only passing through. Passing through. Passing through. Passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes blue. Glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that you saw me passing through. I was with Washington at Valley Forge. We were shivering in the cold. How come these men here suffer like they do? Men will suffer, men will fight, men will die for what they believe is right, even though they know they're only passing through. Passing through, passing through, passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes blue. Glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that you saw me passing through. I was at Franklin Delano Roosevelt's side on the night before the good man died. He said one world must come out of World War II. Yankee, Russian, black, tan, every man is just a man. We're all on that same road, and we're passing through. Passing through, passing through, passing through, passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes blue. Glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that's just on it passing through. Passing through, passing through, passing through, passing through. Sometimes happy, sometimes blue. So glad that I ran into you. Tell the people that you saw me passing through. Gerard Manley Hopkins, 19th century, discovered by Robert Bridges, the poet laureate of England. If it weren't for the fact that Robert Bridges liked Gerard's poetry, we wouldn't have a line of it left, because Gerard Manley Hopkins never saw anything published in his own lifetime. He was a Jesuit priest. He had other things to do, I guess. At any rate, he wrote wonderful poetry. And when I was in college, I studied some of it, and I kept 4 lines. I've got a few more, but I kept 4 lines from, I've forgotten the name of the poem, but it doesn't matter, because it's very essential. What would the world be, once bereft of wet and of wildness? Let them be left wildness and wet. Long live the weeds and the wilderness yet. Long live the weeds and the wilderness yet. This is Pete Seeger, 93-year-old Pete Seeger. Woo! One blue sky above us, one ocean lapping all our shores. One earth so green and round, who could ask for more? And because because I love you, I gave it one more try to show my rainbow race. It's too soon to die. Still there's lots of people live like ostriches. They will bury their heads in the sand, hope and wait and hope for the pretty plastic dreams to unclench all our greedy hands. But there's one blue sky above us, are you ready? There's one blue sky above us, one ocean lapping all our shores, one ocean lapping all our shores, one earth so green and brown, one earth so green and brown. Who could ask for? And because I love you, and because I love you, give it one more, I gave it one more try to show my rainbow race. It's too soon to die. Still there's lots of people think they've got the easy way. They say poison and bombs, that'll fix them. Hey, don't you know you can't kill off the unbelievers? That's no shortcut to freedom. It's very dangerous too. This is one blue sky. One blue sky above us, one ocean lapping all our shores, one earth so green and round. Who could ask for more? And because I love you, and because I love you, I'll give it one more, I gave it one more try to show my rainbow race. It's too soon to die. So go tell all the little children, go tell their mothers and fathers too. Now's our last chance to learn to share what's been given to me and you. What could that possibly be? One blue sky above us, one ocean lapping all our shores, one earth so green and round. Who could ask for more? Because I love you, and because I love you, I gave it one more try to show my rainbow race. It's too soon to die. One more chorus, Acapulco. That means you can sing flat if you want, but you gotta sing. Ready? One blue sky above us, one ocean lapping all our shores, one earth so green and round. Who could ask for more? And because I love you, I'll give it one more try to show my rainbow race. It's too soon to die. And it certainly is. Thank you.
All right, so next we are going to have Freddie Fonseca come up and read a couple of poems. Freddie has done an incredible thing by putting together a book that I believe he's going to read directly out of here. He didn't just put it together, he made it happen in all different kinds of ways. It's an anthology of Fairfield poets, some of which don't live in Fairfield anymore, but that used to live here, or some association with the place. So it's not a small book, and it's not a small bit of work that he put into it. And they are available for sale somewhere around here.
Well, Tom was a good friend of mine, and we would usually meet somewhere like in Revelations or at Barney's Cafe, or just on the street and talk about anything. And I wanted to give you a small biography that he wrote for this book that I put together, this Enduring Gift, so that you have an idea what he thought about himself. Tom LeMay was born on a sultry summer night in 1949 in New Jersey, the third son of Ernest and Joan LeMay, who went on to have a total of 7 children. Since then, Tom's been around the block a few times and currently resides in Fairfield. In Fairfield, Iowa, where he maintains a low profile. Well, I don't know how low it was, but anyway, so I want to read 2 poems. By the way, this book, this Enduring Gift, is a flowering of Fairfield poetry, and that features 76 poets who found common ground in one small prairie town. And all those poets live or have lived at one time in Fairfield. So I'll read 2 poems. One about how he saw his impending death. The Citadel. Your approach will be seen from far away, leagues really. Your habits will be studied and correlated. After breaking camp each morning, your campfires will be raked through to see what you have eaten, what you've discarded, or if prayers have been offered. The broad plains will start to rise slowly, and paths will begin to twist and become stony. Which paths you choose will be noted. And as you rise, you'll be challenged at the first of the checkpoints. You'll probably pass through to continue on. And soon, the outer wall of the citadel will loom over you. Not everyone can enter through the outer wall, but maybe, just maybe, you might make it within. But then there's the moat to cross, and the inner wall, which is higher than the first outer wall. And within that inner wall is the tower, which rises up and up. And within that tower are stairs descending to the silent, cold chambers within the mountain itself, where the hoard is kept in the stronghold. Now, if you crane your neck, you'll see at the very top of the tower above you my devoted and wary eye constant upon you. And if you pass through the guards and are allowed to go down the stony passageways, lit only by the occasional flickering sconce, in one of the silent, cool chambers, you will find my beating child's heart, kept at a strictly regulated ambient temperature, ensconced upon an embroidered pillow, undisturbed by love. And this is a shorter poem that he wrote about his hands. My hands, hard-working hands, blunted fingers suffering industrial mortification of the flesh. My hands, I stare at them, constantly as if they were shooting stars. Handsome hand, balled in fists, fingers curled in like a nautilus shell, red knuckles and calluses in the ridges and rows, the fruits of my garden of life. Tool-using hands that hold hammers, wrenches of chromium steel, earning a living in usefulness. Fingernails cut close to the quick, or strumming the guitar. Mine are tall, starry hands, historic hands, geographic hands. I have a palm like the Great Plains, broad and square. I've got a lifeline like the Mississippi, long, deep.
Next up we have Jeffrey Nyquist, one of our regulars. And,
so, I've decided to do a cover this evening, one that was written by some of the greatest songwriters in pop. Barry Mann, Cynthia Weil, and Lieber and Stoller. And they wrote it, and it was made famous by the Drifters. And this is your opportunity to participate. It's a two-word chorus on Broadway. And when I nod off, on Broadway. On Broadway. That's good. That's perfect. They say the neon lights are bright on Broadway. On Broadway. They say there's always magic in the air. When you're walking down the street and you ain't had enough to eat, the glitter rubs right off your nowhere. They say the blues are something else on Broadway, but looking at them just gives me the blues. How you gonna make some time when all you got is one thin dime? One thin dime won't even shine your shoes. They say that I won't last too long. I catch a Greyhound bus for home, they all say. They're dead wrong, I know they are, 'cause I can play this here guitar. And I won't quit till I'm a star on Broadway. All up and down
Wendy Stiegel, good friend, and normally is known for her dancing, but she was also a friend of Tom's and came across some poems that she had of his, and she's going to share some of them today. Let's welcome Wendy Stiegel.
When I went to work at DIT, Steve Cooperman asked me to interview the next phone person, and Tom LeMay walked in the office and answered my little questions with one word, and it was immediately won my heart because I said to Steve, yeah, you have to hire him. He was just so blunt and real and honest and gruff and sensitive and just all those paradoxes within him. And over the next year and a half or 2 years that I worked there with him, we got really close, and he was a discovery for me because he was so brilliant, and he learned everything about the eyes, and he just, listening to him on the phone, Natalie, remember? He just was amazing. He rattled it off with such honesty and straightforwardness to the people, and no sales slickness, just completely real. Anyway, it was wonderful to get to know him, and so here's a couple poems. I didn't even know that he was playing an open mic, and I didn't get to hear, he was very low-key, low profile about his musical side, but I have chosen the shining path that wanders endlessly through territories charted and uncharted. From living mountains, I've seen white-capped waves rolling in without end. I've tarried to feel the blessed wind upon my cheek. The deserts have baked common language into bricks for building and bread for the soul, and I don't mind. My ascetic's bones weary, and I often yearn for home, but the heart is full of ardor for my own original scent. Back-bowed, eyes full of light, I am Sisyphus unbound. December 19th, 2000, Redux. This writing shit, even this practice gibberish, is hard. It's hard, I tell you. There's no glamour in it, no bathing beauties posing by your side, cooing sweet nothings in your ear. Why would anyone do this on purpose? What is the point, I ask you? I have nothing to communicate to anyone. God, it didn't used to be like this. I knew more of silence then. I may never have been a great writer, but I knew how to shut up. Have I missed a payment to my muse? No thoughts between my ears because I am in arrears? No divine afflatus because my name is on hiatus? Although I should not practice and edit myself, it's hard to put down the mental blue pencil. I should stab myself with a blue pencil, Harry, or seppuku, or whatever it's called, however it's pronounced. Whatever it's called, he edited himself out of the story, they'll say. He was always toughest on himself, say others. And one more, trying on your new hat. I don't know who this is about. Your hat, although new, already smells like you. Subtly floral, clean and warm. Feeling a bit silly and kind of guilty, I put it on my big round head, which sits on the buttress of my shoulders. I worry that I might stretch the knit of the hat, but I find I like having something of yours clasping my skull. Maybe I should worry that this is some kind of weirdness on my part, the area of my brain that has a street sign that says 42nd Street. And I'm a hick in the big city exploring the seedy and vaguely shameful venues, but this gentle thrill is tinged with delicate hues of embarrassment, hints of unmanliness. I like the way the new chapeau matches your scarf, a deeper, more potent periwinkle, a color and a word I will forever associate with you, and your freshly painted fingernails. I like your feminine wiliness. How do you keep your mysteries coexisting all together? That's what I want to know. I disperse mine. I shoo them away like geese or puppies. I'm a comic gargoyle, all bluster and rout in the intermingling of faith and fear. but you seem to bind your mysteries to you, sometimes with colors, sometimes with graceful dance or exotic ragas from far away, sometimes with a voice as soft as the careless slap of harder chop against the hull of a boat tied snug to its mooring, rocking gently under hoary constellations.
We have a couple more people to contribute to some things in honor of Tom, and the next one is Tom Morgan.
I knew Tom a little bit, and I just felt moved to come and play a little bit, just for the reasons that Tim was just saying. Because I knew Tom really enjoyed this style of playing and did quite a bit of it himself. And I can't quite remember, there were certain pieces that I used to play that I know he really would say that he enjoyed, and I think some of them he played himself. I can't quite remember, but I think some of it was Mississippi John Hurt, and I might play a John Hurt piece, but I thought I'd start out with a ragtime piece on the banjo called Rocket Ship Rag. Somehow it seemed appropriate. Called Glory, Glory, Hallelujah, Since I Laid My Burden Down. Jesus, since I laid my burden
Good morning. All right. So last up, we have Brian McDonald, who I hardly ever get to hear anymore.
Tom LeMay used to come to the open mic when we first started doing open mics over at the studio about 14 years ago. And he was in our little songwriters group that we used to get together. And, you know, wonderfully, everyone knows he's a wonderfully creative guy. And when I saw the ad in the paper, I couldn't help but want to come down. And there you have it. Here we are, honoring Tom and his gift to us all. As I listen to these eulogies, I hear a common thread that gives our lives meaning. Behind the masks that we all wear and the games that we all play, I can hear a soul singing. Like a shooting star in the eternal night, life is more than these tears we cry. For only the love survives. Only the love survives. As I walk these hallowed fields of honor, where so many have paid the price of our being human. Although their names have long faded, the world is better for their sacrifice in the name of freedom. And their valor still inspires just what it means to be alive. For only the love survives. Only the love survives. When someday we meet again on the sea's crystal shore. Oh,
centuries have rolled on and our cities turned to dust, what will have been our contribution to the great human heart that carries on the flame, hope pierced through the illusions. And when my moment arrives, I can tell my soul that I tried. For only the love survives. Only the love survives. Only the love survives. Thank you very much. There's a heart of love that's watching over the world, trying to show us the way to peace, and that it's not such a long distance journey, that it's well within our reach. It's a wondering why we choose to hide from all this wondrous love waiting here inside, inside of the heart of love that's in everyone. There's a heart of love that's trying to teach compassion. It's the key to our own heart's door. If we would learn to see ourselves in each other, there'd be no need for war. And it's a wondering why we choose to fight all this wondrous love waiting here inside, inside of the heart of love that's in everyone. Well, this heart of love is what's a burning in you and me. Oh, this heart of love is what's a yearning to be set free. Yeah, you know someday we'll all be one with this heart of love. There's a heart of love that's watching over the world tonight.